Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Edgerunners HQ and the Cyberpunk RED Talk Show, Night City Sofa. I am your host, Jessica, and joining me on the sofa this week are Saberstaff cast members Hades and Blank. Welcome, guys.
What's up?
Hello.
How are you?
Hey. Good. Long week.
Good. Yeah.
Ooh. Glad it's over.
Yes.
Yes.
For those who don't know, Blank, why don't you tell everyone about Saves for Stuff?
Oh. Saves versus death, you say?
I do.
What's up, Chumbadas? Are you looking for a high-octane cyber psycho thriller jam-packed with explosions, car chases, corporate conspiracies? And don't forget the shopping scenes, pointless dialogue, band management, and psych evaluations. Check out our Cyberpunk RED campaign, Shades of Scarlet, and get your fill of carnage and friendship every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/SavesVerseDeath.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. That was beautiful.
So, is that what you wanted?
I had to try to quickly go and turn you down real fast. But yeah,
Fair enough.
that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
No, that was perfect.
No,
and did you mention
Our campaign is great, and you should definitely join us. It's a lot of fun.
And then
enjoy.
apart from Twitch, they can find you on YouTube,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess so.
YouTube.com
That's true.
/@SavesVerseDeath, and that way you can catch up on missed episodes if you're new
That's true.
and you don't want to go into the action.
/@SavesVerseDeath, I think.
Yeah.
And
And the Discord.
is that what you said? Maybe that's what you said. I don't know.
It
And
is.
there's the Discord. There's also, well, pretty much any podcasting platform. If you prefer to consume your content that way, it's all on there. I really should have worked these into the initial pitch. Damn, I wasn't
okay.
thinking.
It was a great show trailer pitch. Phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I came up with that right before the stream.
Really well done.
Thank you.
Okay. I think that's everywhere people can consume Saves for Stuff content, yeah?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, we have socials, too. Whatever. Just go to those. I'll be happy. Just go like
Search
those. Any of
Saves
those.
Versus Death, and you'll find.
Join the Discord, though, if you can. I have a link handy, so never mind.
The link will be in the video.
Oh, but it'll be in
below.
the notes. Or it can.
It'll be in the
I can
video
post it.
description below.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Anyway, okay. I'm
Thank
thrown off enough.
He was all practiced and ready, and no.
Never.
So during this segment of Night City Sofa, we are going to be talking about the Cyberpunk RED October DLC, or October 2025 DLC, Segotari Power. You can find all the Cyberpunk RED DLCs via the Talsorian Games website or on DriveThruRPG. Each DLC is completely free and provides lore as well as mechanical content to add to your game, so I highly recommend going and checking it out.
All of them, pretty great.
So let's talk about Segotari Power. This DLC was written and designed by James Hutt. It is a 12-page DLC that contains 5 different Segotari consoles that date back to 2014, and around 100 video game titles. Now, some of these games are new creations, some originated in Cyberpunk 2020, some are from Cyberpunk RED and have been pre-released, and some are just new. A lot are mostly new.
Yeah.
And they're very exciting.
Somebody had fun James Hutt had fun writing this, you can tell.
When it was
He went crazy. It's like 9 pages of fucking just games.
It's 11 page. Well,
I thought it was 9. Oh, maybe you're right.
it could be 9. No, you're right, because I forget
I
that the
don't
cover
know.
counts as 1.
I don't know. It's a lot.
as part of the Artel Discord, which is also linked in the video description below, I was watching the general chat kind of pop off when this released, and Rob was mentioning how they had to stop James and tell him he had to scale back because he was so excited and just wanted to keep adding more and more stuff.
It doesn't surprise me. When I was reading these, I was like, yeah, somebody was having a blast while writing. I can tell.
Yeah. So, yeah, had to be scaled back, had to be told to stop. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of these games pop up somewhere down the line. Now normally I talk about lore, the lore that's at the beginning of the DLC, but the lore is throughout this DLC. So I'm just going to talk about the very, very small snippet we get before it goes into the first console. Which is the introduction by CRT and their review of the games that they've listed in their best of the best list. And that's like the sentence I kind of want to break down as their introductory sentence of, "This is CRT, local peanut butter kibble enthusiast, and certified demon of the Segotari station at Playland by the Sea. And you are turned into my retrospective best of the best lists." Now, obviously, one of the big surprises is that CRT is a demon of a Segotari station at Playland by the Sea. So, we know now that there is an official Segotari station at Playland by the Sea. So if your crew, or your players, or you as a player want to play any of these games and you don't have a console, take a trip to Playland by the Sea and play it at the Segotari station.
Nice.
It's there, which is really, really cool. Also, if CRT is a demon, then they're nothing more than, like, AI. So them being a peanut butter kibble enthusiast is kind of BS, and their best of the best list is likely just programming.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they're not being literal.
I thought about that. I was like, maybe it's someone in like one of those like exotic packages, but it's called like the Demonique package, and I feel like that would have said Demonique. You know? I think this is the actual demon that runs the station and is nothing more than a program. Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're going to push your, like, all your promotions through someone that you know, that you know is going to say they're great.
Right.
Which is also, I think, a really great lore bit to remember that, you know, always pay attention to where you're getting your news from.
Right. Like, you know, you get real news from certain people, and then other people just lie.
Yeah. All the time.
Says the media.
I
Like
have
Newsat.
factual evidence, thank you. always factual evidence that takes way too long to collect. Now, that being said, even though this is completely biased and understandable because it's from a, you know, corporation, these best of the best lists are still great ways for your players to learn about some of the games that are out there, some of like concepts that are out there for you to build upon if you want to. And it may also tease a little bit about what's to come in the Playland by the Sea section of Night City 2045.
Oh, right. It's true.
We may get more there. You never know. So that's what I pulled from that little bit of lore, like that paragraph or two of lore at the very, very beginning.
Yeah, you read into that way more than I did.
You know, it's so funny.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I always kind of like read through it and I'm like, okay, and then I make my notes for this show and I'm like, wait a minute. And I always do a much like more in-depth deep dive when I like make notes, and it's great. But moving on from that, I guess, we're going to talk about the video game consoles that span from 2014 to 2045. And, Hades, take it away.
Yeah, you know, they've had a really good run, and they survived the Red, so, I mean, they're doing pretty well to just do that. The first thing they came out with, of course, is those cabinets that you found just at the seaside, Playland by the Sea.
By the Sea.
Yeah, and they were powerful enough to run any virtuality, but of course back then we didn't have that sensory interactive brain dance tech that we do today, so you weren't getting any feel or touch. You weren't getting that sensations you do in the future, of course. And then after the cabinet, we went out and we created our first console.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
And I know, right? crazy way to go. Almost like we did that, and that was called the Segotari Rush. It's not like our Slims today, but it was bulky. You could do it, virtuality at home, and it was a huge success. I'm sure it's just like it kickstarted many beloved IPs, such as Compass Rose and Chateau Frankenberg. Lasted a whole 22 years before they came out with the Rush Revolution, which I'll talk about later. And that's longer than most people. A lot of people have been alive. I mean, even my character in Cyberpunk is only 19. So, yeah, crazy. And then from the console, we went to, in 2019, we did the Agent. So we were doing a new mobile gaming community. The gaming was a big change, and you can find plenty of basically mobile console gaming, which we have now. I mean, now in real life, a lot of people are doing that with Diablo and other games. I think even Apple itself is big push as being a phone console thing. But yeah, and basically you can play them on any agent, so you can get them whenever you want.
I feel like that there's still a discrepancy or hatred. I'm like, oh, mobile games aren't real games.
Yep.
It's still
exactly,
will never end.
Right?
The console wars.
Yep.
It makes me think of do you remember was it the N-Gage? God, I'm dating myself. That tried to come out as the first mobile gaming, phone mobile gaming system. Oh God, I'm old.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, see, it never caught on. It was $400. And this was 2003, 2004. So yeah. It's crazy. But I mean, it's interesting that it's basically talking like that. And everything from that is now really available. So they didn't even have games going for it. I just happened to be working for a predated GameStop store that was selling it. So, yeah, crazy. And then, did you have something? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say Arctic Rig Defender is my favorite on this list.
Oh, nice.
We'll get to that. I was gonna say though, I realized Haiti, if you ever played a different character that was older or whatever, that could totally be real life experience that you bring to the character where you're I remember when mobile games first started becoming a thing back in 20 whatever.
Past Snake or Tetris.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But just talking about it,
What's their
back in my day,
Tetris?
I had these when mobile games first came out.
Oh, yeah.
Really abstract one where you're hitting the ball against a pyramid or something.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
And then there was, Pong. It's always popular. Workout, stuff like that.
Yes! That's what a few of these reminded me of.
Yeah. And then, of course, before the revolution, they started doing where you play Segotari Mind Games, which is a direct chip line to your Neuralink. For all you
Chip jack.
people,
Chrome junkies?
chipped out people. Yeah, Chrome junkies. Thank you.
There you go.
And they connect directly into you, so it's important to try new things, especially things that innovate in art. But
Yeah, these ones scare me.
I love
frankly.
them
Yeah.
so much because
They
are
are
horrifying.
terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it basically a mobile console on you, so you could play anytime, anywhere. But it didn't sell well, so it kind of dived. And then due to knockoff chips appearing, it's back. But a lot of people are getting back into it. I mean, the cost has got to be way down.
Yeah, that's even scarier. That it's like some triad or cartel or what's the other?
Right, and that's the.
Tongue.
I mean, it's almost like.
Tongue.
I mean, you could worry about somebody like putting some sort of brain suggestion into you, if suggestion chips, or like mind control type stuff.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. It'd be crazy.
Never heard of that before, but I've heard it's possible.
I'm curious about like the ties to the criminal underworld that is pushing this, from what we've seen already with like Night City Atlas and how there is like Triad, like a new small Triad group coming out, and David Loping has his own people, and Teresa Valentino is now coming in, and I'm curious to see if this is like will be expanded on in the source book.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That'd be really cool. Then, of course, we have the newer Segotari Rush Revolution. And, the Red sucked, but we're back, game fans. And we're gonna give us what you needed, a new console. Brain-Dan technology, inject sensations, touch, sense. It's cemented itself as the greatest home gaming console of all time. But sure, you don't get the rush of the endorphin. You get rush of endorphins, adrenaline, emotional resonances. You don't feel pain, but it's a sensation that it's all about the positive sensations, because with that immersive experience is for games, not nightmares. And it's really cool because, like, Elflines, you can go visit Elflines with this new console and go in and be, like, there.
No.
And that was the big game they were pushing for before they started bringing out this DLC. And there's actually DLCs of Elflines, so you can actually play it.
And we have.
Explore the Elflands. It's great. It's great.
Yes. The one I don't get is the Glub one. Like the whole franchise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like a glue ball. There's a lot of glue involved in many of these, actually. It's very strange. But the Glub world, I'm not sure about that one. But you know what they need is like a competitor, so there can be like a true console war. Because right now it's all Segotari. They need like a Nintendo 64 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
No, they should do
I'm
it
sure a company
completely
exists out there. It's just
Not as popular.
For sure.
Lots of dating sims also through the game. I'm sorry, I keep talking about the games because there's just so many.
there's so many of them. So if Hades is done with the consoles,
I am, indeed. That was the entire console line.
Cool.
a bunch of new consoles that are still out and about in the world. So go explore, have fun.
Yes. Oh, I
Pick
would
'em
like
up.
to mention one more thing. I apologize. So, you can find the old console, the Segotari Rush, used for 100 EB, typically. The double agent for 50 EB. the Rush Revolution for 500, and the Segotari arcade cabinets still go for 1,000.
Nice. The cabinets are what I imagined that are in a Scanity. One being, of course, Darby's Castle Adventure, which is the best one.
So I didn't give this
Although
warning
there's one
ahead
that's
of time.
remarkably like Darby's. Huh?
I apologize. I didn't give this warning ahead of time, so we're going to give it now. But as Blake and Hades are here, we may spoil things for Shades of Scarlet.
Oh, yeah.
Or talk about things for Shades of Scarlet. I do try to keep it focused to like broader terms, but Scanity is a VR club bar. Arcade. What is
Arcade
in
Barcade.
Blank's homebrew
okay.
world? So,
Nice.
Yes.
and Darby's Castle
If I was
Adventure
being
is a
big enough.
homebrew video game, which is precious and we love it.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Very much so.
But with the prices, by the way, I think we'll get into the video games themselves.
Okay.
Yes?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Do it.
You want to talk about the Glub Glub video games?
Do I want to talk about them? Sure.
I don't know, you brought them up.
I
You
can't
seem
remember.
very interested in the Glub Glub ones.
Well, I just don't get it. It's like a game where you're a glub glub thing that has to jump, and there's one button, and you move through the world trying to like evade blades or something, dumpsters. I don't remember.
Have you never played like Frogger?
Of course. Do I play Frogger regularly?
No.
Well, I guess there have been like a bunch of Froggers.
But like essentially, that's all you're doing is you're moving
Flappy
through a world,
Bird.
avoiding things. It's pretty much one button. It's like, I mean, it's forward or right, left, but
That's true. That's true.
except in this you're a
Yeah.
slime, not a frog.
I don't get it. I also don't get the. This is another. Maybe I have a thing against glue. I don't know. But there's like,
You heard it
yeah.
here first, guys. Blank is anti-glue.
I'm anti-glue. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
I know.
man. Things
There's
you learn.
the boot the cat, and then glove the dog,
Love the dog, yeah.
and then boot v glove
Boot
or
versus
something.
glove, yeah.
Boot and glove. Worlds collide. I guess I picture you just like kind of kicking with the boot one and then kind of slapping with the glove one.
Sure. I like that.
I don't know.
I'm down with that. That sounds fun.
I guess. Yeah. But the premise is very strange too, because it's like you fall into magical glue, or like a cat in the cat one. The cat falls into this magical glue, and gets fused with a glove, and then
Footwear.
the same thing happens to the dog in a separate, maybe related event. I don't know.
I mean, Boot like Glove
yeah,
the
it's an
Dog is
interesting
obviously the sequel to Boot the Cat.
I would say it's a sidequel, but I don't know.
Ooh,
Maybe you're right.
look at you, your fancy terms. It's look, a little kitty got hit with some magical goop, had a magical transformation, and is now a
glove.
badass superhero cat.
Yep.
What's not to like? What's not to love?
Well, it was great because
You
I
get
was
over it.
reading it and I was like, oh, it's Stray. And then I was like, nope, it is not.
Oh, that's right. You defend wildlife in a world ruled by junkyard machines.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So you're
A lot of the
superhero for
games
wildlife.
also.
Come on.
What's that?
You're a superhero for wildlife. Come on.
In Boot the Cat?
And Boot the Cat, yeah.
Oh. Oh. That's not what I pictured. I guess I didn't read that one.
I
very
stopped
well.
reading after glue. I couldn't get over the cat falling into glue and proceeded.
Yeah, it's like, what? I like that, like, how much subtle details are in some of these about, like, super capitalism. Not that I have. Yeah. But
Give an
a lot of them are.
example?
The oil one, is. What?
Oh, like from, is it Petrochem or Savoil or something?
It's both. Yeah, depending on the region you're in. Yeah, it has their branded logos all over it. And then, the whole, one of the bigger games, what is it called? Nebulax. That one has in its sequel some pretty subtle kind of like brainwashing techniques, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of it in here. One is like Darby's Castle Adventures. My Mini Village, Welcome Home. That's the one.
I don't picture that as Darby's unless I've always pictured Darby's wrong.
What do you mean?
Because my Welcome Home, my little village, Welcome Home or whatever, to me, that's like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, pick one of those
Yeah, it's not quite the same.
games where it's like, I'm gonna go out
It's
and
not
do a
about like
quest and-
interacting too much with like other people and getting married or whatever.
Yeah, Darby's isn't like
fighting
that.
monsters.
But that one I get very strong like Stardew or
there
Animal
is
Crossing
that.
vibes.
But
Because
the
you're
thing
new
that
to town
is
and you
is
have
like-
to be friends with the village.
I think the thing that reminded me of it was the decorating.
Oh yeah,
I picture in Darby's, yeah, you probably decorate your castle.
that's.
Yeah.
I would be very curious to know, and this is, I'm going to go on a slight Shades of Scarlet tangent, I'm so sorry, to see the difference of decorated rooms between Cammy and Moxie.
I wonder, I don't know. She's maybe a little bit more vigilant in a video game than in real life.
And I feel like in a video game she'd be
Organized.
more, like, bold with choices.
Yeah, probably.
Where Moxie's bold with things in real life, like, bright colors, that's fine. Like, all her furniture is bright and whimsical and fun. I feel like Cammy is less so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, she dyes her hair a very loud color of blue.
It's cotton candy. Is that loud? It's not
I'd say
like
so, yeah.
it's not like Gusher blue.
Okay. Sure. I guess.
I don't know. I've always pictured it as more like pastel.
Yeah, it's pastel-ish.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot, I guess. Compared to the day we live in now.
That is okay. Fair enough. Very
Yeah.
fair. Very fair.
Lots of dating sims too in here.
Lots of dating sims.
A lot of
that was-
dating sims.
I thought there was an interesting one with the Home Learning Scholar program.
Well, that was a
That-
cool one.
Most cities use the software to slash school budgets and even entire schools. So,
Yes.
I mean, everybody's growing up on the virtual learning. I mean, I would assume it's not just on the console, but if it is, no wonder Segotari took off. If entire
Yeah, if it's being
cities
subsidized
are
by
buying-
a government or by city governments.
Yeah, exactly.
But not only that, but the game itself is probably, I'd have to check the prices, but fairly cheap. And you only need one console to sit through and go. So I was thinking about it, because Moxie's never been Moxie's always been homeschooled. So it was probably, I always pictured, what my road trips would have been like, which is not what it would have been in the future, but in, addition to her
Much
brother
scarier
teaching
and-
her, was probably sitting with a console in the backseat of a car, learning from this program.
Probably.
This was probably her education.
That was probably her education.
Very much so.
Hey guys, welcome back to Night City Sofa. Sorry about that. We had to take a quick break as Blake had some life stuff come up, so he had to leave. And Hades and I will continue going through the rest of the DLC with you, not a worry. And yeah. So when we left quickly, we were talking about the various video games that were released in the DLC.
There's a lot to choose from. I mean, it's jam-packed full, and there's a lot of cool ones. Like, I see a lot. I see a lot of parallels to like Blizzard, because of course with Elf Lines.
Yep.
And stuff like that, and then like all the mobile stuff that just came out and that they put out. It's a very similar feel. But you should definitely check out Elf Lines because it's really neat. And you can check that out on this channel, I believe.
Nope, saves.
The saves, under saves. But yeah, there's all the ninja games that I see, and very common.
Did you catch any Easter eggs?
I am very bad at Easter eggs.
Fair.
Like, just in general.
That's fair. I know I missed a bunch, and I was hoping Blake would still be here for this. And I was hoping the live stream would work so chat could, be like, there's also this. But the ones I did notice, or thought about, and I'm just going to go through the order of the DLC because it's easiest for me. But Baseball Kids Saves the World had a very, like, Earthbound feel to me.
Yes, I can see that.
With Ness?
Definitely. Yep.
Biotechnica Trophy Hunter is, of course, like, for me, is just big, the arcade cabinets that are Big Game Hunter. Like, 100% was just Big Game Hunter, just called Biotechnica Trophy Hunter. I love that there's a virtual claw machine that has nothing to do with anything, but I love that there's a virtual claw machine. And Captain Cuttlefish is back. If you want more information on Captain Cuttlefish, read the 12 Days of Cuteness DLC.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What?
I mean, we could touch on there's a couple exercise ones, like in Wii Fit.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Yes.
And I think that's, another thing that we're pulling out of that kind of stuff.
What is Ham the Hammer Juggler? I can't figure out what that's a reference entirely to. But I want to say it's like Wreck-It Ralph. Or Donkey Kong, maybe both. Where you keep your juggle paddle in keep your golden hammer spinning in the air to break buildings down brick by brick.
Yeah. I also could see it as a Mario reference.
Right?
Yeah.
Although amusingly, that you can do the iconic buildings of Night City's corporate center. That you're demolishing Night City's corporate center. And it's not
and that's what
anymore.
Exactly, and that's an interesting thing because you actually get to see what it looked like, though.
Yeah. Mechton Warriors, of course, part of like Artal. They do the Mechton RPGs, so of course it was getting a video game. Or I shouldn't say of course, but I like that they gave it a video game.
Exactly.
Let's see, what else? What else did I notice if I just quickly go over this? Chateau Frankenberg is a reference to their... oh my goodness, Castle Falkenstein series?
What about... You're right. Or Red Rascal's Bouncing Bazaar is a Crash Bandicoot game.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I think Compass Rose and the Map of Fate very much reminds me of either Lara Croft and or Uncharted and or that entire type of
Right.
series. But because Compass Bros, I think, is a female, definitely gives me Tomb Raider vibes. Kung Fu Fighter 1 through 6. I'm like, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, take your pick. That's what it is.
Right.
I think Stephanie the Seductive Stenographer is probably, I think game is mentioned, is a Ace Attorney reference.
I think so as well. I thought it was great that it was a typing trainer. I was going to bring it up as well because I thought that was a great one. That one stood out to me.
Let's see what else. Digital Gladiator, of
We
course,
have
we
a
got before.
Right. I was thinking Rekka is, a survival game, which was very popular. And then we have Double Life.
Oh, isn't
Which
Rekka
is-
like survival skills?
I
Isn't
was
that
picturing- Ark is what it kind of went for me.
Okay. I saw someone play. I mean, I've never played it, which is why I can't remember the name of it. But I want to say it starts with an S, and you build a city that's literally in a frozen landscape, and you have to worry about like connections and getting enough fuel and food. And I'm very bad at those types of games, and I can't. Satisfactory? Is that?
I'm not sure because you
That
described
cool?
games that I am very, very bad at.
Yeah, I like them. I'm horrible at them, but I like them. Sorry, you were talking about another one?
No, that was Double Life, which is basically what, Second Life?
Second Life? Yeah, 100% Second Life.
Yeah, and then of course there's a crossword game.
Feel like Sort of Victory, the texting adventure, is based on something, and I can't remember what it is.
Zork. So that's one of the original games.
Let's see what else. There's a lot of games I could talk about. I'm just like, no, we said we would stick to ones that were like, ones that we noticed were specific. Cyber Mutant Ninja Death Race is definitely a thing. I don't know what. Maybe Sonic, maybe not. It's a racing game where you collect gems, so it feels like Sonic with rings.
Right.
Yep, right. Hammer of God just feels like Thor, which is wonderful. What else was there? Mr. Query's Trivia Dungeon is definitely Trivial Pursuit with a
Right.
shock thing. Oh, Solar Hoops. I loved Solar Hoops. I don't know if this is like the reference at all, but what it made me think of, because you command a teeny alien basketball team in your peripheral vision to galactic glory. You have to discover new recruits in the real world and sign them to a long-term contract with your team before other Solar Hoop players can. It reminds me of Space Jam. I don't know if it's Space Jam. I don't know if James has seen Space Jam. I don't know if James is thinking Space Jam. But for me, Solar Hoops is Space Jam. And I will not be convinced otherwise.
And I mean, exactly what I get out of it, by the way, is that. And then I think the Storm Chasers, really just, that's Blank's world as we get the worst.
Smog, always.
Yeah.
Storm Chasers, though, it does remind me of Twister. Like if Twister were a video game. The movie Twister?
Yeah.
Not the
Oh,
board game Twister.
right,
I realize I should specify.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. They run into weather phenomena, right? And there's always an opposing team.
Oh yeah, no.
Virtual Photography Studio is really any photo game. But I mean, I would like Pokemon Snap was I think the only photo game I played that was solely a photography based game.
Right.
So that's what I think of. But I know it relates to like, I'm sure most of them. Cyborg Anarchist 2099 is obviously Cyberpunk 2077.
Which one?
Cyborg Anarchist 2099.
I feel like it's meta.
Really?
Super meta, or it's 2077.
I feel yeah,
Or
I think it's
super.
2077.
Or it's super meta. They're just making a jab at themselves, because that's basically what they're doing with all these DLCs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they keep nightly news airs. It's increasing accuracy, so like they're predicting the future. Like, that's how I view it. But the future's already out if you look at 2077. So like, I think that could be very much that.
It could be them versus 2077.
Yeah.
Possible. Dinosaur Violent Fossils is of course Fossilized Violence, which will be coming out through Artal very shortly.
Oh, isn't that yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Doom-based game.
What, Fossilized Violence?
Yeah.
No, Fossilized Violence is
Dinosaur
is the
Violent Fossils.
Yeah, Dinosaur Violent Fossils, I'm pretty sure is a call to James Hutt's Fossilized Violence TTRPG that's coming out, where you play as cavemen
got you.
to take out dinosaurs.
Got
Now,
you.
now the video game itself just sounds like it's Jurassic Park, but I'm fairly certain the title is a nod to...
Just reading it, I thought it was Turok. But yes, if there's that coming out, then I believe that is exactly what that is.
It's different, like the video game is different than his, because his you play as cavemen trying to take...
out dinosaurs.
Take out dinosaurs and grow your little campaign and
Do
stuff.
you have a chainsaw?
No. I'm fairly certain you don't have a chainsaw in the TTRPG.
No, okay.
I don't think cavemen have invented chainsaws yet. Shotgun Stales guarding Guerreros makes me think of was it Plants vs. Zombies? I don't know if it is, but it makes me think of it.
It makes me think of Worms.
Oh, you know what? That's probably it. Yeah. That's 100% it's Worms. It is.
What about Springtime of Youth School Festival, which is like all these JPRPG things?
Dating ones? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh?
Dating ones. Yeah.
Shadowstar, and is definitely about Shadowscar. Like they just ended its Kickstarter and will be I think they're accepting late pledges. But it's another Artel product. Wives of Valhalla is of course the Valhalla video game.
Right.
And those are the ones I noticed on like quick thing without going too deep into any of them.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I was going through them as well, and I was just like, oh, okay.
No. And you can tell James had so much fun writing these.
Oh, I 100% agree with that. I mean, and some of them are a little bit off of like, step to the right, and then others are like, oh gosh, that's great.
So I guess next or last, or the last page is filled with mini games that you can play at your table based on some of these video games that are in the DLC. For example, dice stacking, which is inspired by the dice stacker, which is part of the Rush, Segotari Rush. For this mini game at your table, whenever players rolls the max value that they can for damage, you have to stack all the dice that you rolled for the attack at the end of your turn. And if the tower collapses during stacking or within 7 minutes after stacking, your character suffers a random critical injury to the head.
Oh my gosh. Brutal.
Well, you think about it, it's not... It's debatable, right? I mostly use 3d6 weapons. If I somehow miraculously ever rolled 3d6, stacking 3d6 isn't going to be too bad. I'm limited by, like, my desk space to roll. Like, chances are I'll knock it doing something stupid or bashing my knee against the desk on accident.
Sure.
But d6 is stacked nicely. And 3, I don't have to worry about so much. You, who roll 6s a lot, who uses like a 5d6 weapon on occasion, you might have issues. Or Checkers, who uses grenades, which are 6d6.
I mean, the statistical likelihood of rolling 5 6s on 5d6 is astronomical, for one thing. Like, could you, I mean, I see what you're saying, because, like, if it's 1d6 or 2d6, stacking really isn't that challenging.
No. I like that there's no real benefit to it either. It's like, the benefit was you got max damage, and the downside is, if this thing falls in 7 minutes, you take a critical injury to the head. Done.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Inyo, or do you want me to keep going?
I could talk about Inyo, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Sure. It was inspired by the Shadow Star Rush Revolution. Each player starts a session with an Inyo token. During play, if a player rolls a 1 on a d10, they can give their Inyo token to the GM and re-roll the d10 until it gives a result other than a 1. A GM can spend one of their collection of Inyo tokens after rolling a d10 to re-roll the die. They must accept the result of the second roll, even if it's lower. The spent Inyo token is to return to its original player. So it's basically kind of like, from what it's sounding to me, is it's like you kind of can get a second chance.
Yeah, a player, and I like that for a player, you don't have to accept the second roll. So if you roll the 1 and then another 1, you just keep going until it's not a 1.
Not a 1,
yeah.
Right.
Where the GM, if they roll a 2 and they're like, no, I'm going to re-roll this, and they roll a 1, they are stuck with that.
Right.
But yeah, I like that it gives a little more help to the players than not.
Right. Kind of like the main character one. It's
Sure.
kind of interesting. And I love the... Basically, if you roll a 1 on a d10, you have a chess piece, and it's inspired by Nebula's Star Ace. And if you give the chess piece to the first person to roll a 1 becomes the main character. And while they have the chess piece, they cannot be critically injured, but they must role-play their character's internal monologue without fail for the pleasure of the group. This continues until the player rolls a 1 on a d10 or another player rolls a 10 on a d10. If you roll a 1, the chess piece is returned to the center of the table. If another player rolls a 10, they take possession of the chess piece and are now the main character. And dang it, I really want to hear either Moxie's inner monologue, because I think it would be great. Yes, it would be amazing. Or Wraith's inner monologue.
Wraiths could be interesting.
But Wraith's inner monologue is probably the same as what he's saying, so maybe not. I think it's Moxie's I would be more interested in, or Rex's.
I would love to hear Deep's, because you are very quiet when you think. And I would love to hear the thoughts that go on, because there's a lot. There's a lot that you remind me very much of Oz from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I adored Oz. But there's a lot of thinking, and then he'll just say, like, 4 words.
That's probably accurate.
But it's like this cool factor. It'd be really cool to hear Deeps' inner monologue, I think, for me.
Alright. Fair enough.
But yeah, all you have to do is roll a d10 and then hold on to it until someone else rolls a d10.
Yay.
Do you want to talk about Parlor Panic?
Sure. It's inspired by Chateau Frankenberg, and the session begins. The GM should be in possession of a standard 52-card deck with all the jokers, aces, and face cards removed. When combat begins, shuffle the deck. After initiative is rolled, the GM must deal themselves and each player 3 cards from the deck. During combat, whenever the GM or a player rolls a d10 on behalf of a character, or a player rolls a d10 on behalf of a character, someone at the table can play a card from their hand. If it matches the value of the roll, may play if it matches the value of the roll. If they do so, the character, vehicle, program, or hazard the GM or player is making this roll for suffers 5 damage directly to their HP, SDP, or Res. Player cards are returned to the deck. So basically it's like adding an extra punch or a kick to something.
That could go so bad so fast,
Damaging.
though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you think about it, there's 5 of us at the table. If 4 of us got a 2, and Blank randomly rolled a 2, and all 4 of us were like, you take 5 points of damage directly to whatever it is, that's 20 points. Like, you could kill or halfly, like, seriously wound a character with that much damage.
Oh, definitely.
I think for smaller groups, it might be a little... Maybe, I don't know, 'cause it's still like a 4-man team. I don't know what the odds are, but that feels like it could be very deadly very quickly.
Right? How did that happen? Well...
Cards.
Yep.
At least you can only do it once, though, in that game session, because once you play it, it goes back to the deck, but still. Now I really like Tactical Overwatch. I'm kind of sad Blank isn't here, so we could ask if he could kindly let us use this.
I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
I know, I think it's wonderful. So as a ready fire 1 action, so essentially when you make your action, a character can choose to make a tactics check. They have to be a DV 15. If they succeed, every member of their crew gets a +1 to add to any skill check that round.
Yeah, no, I think that makes perfect sense. It's like having somebody who knows what they're doing in your ear.
Well, and we have people who know tactics. I think that makes the solos like a lot more utility based. I shouldn't say solos. Anyone who has tactics, I feel like solos are generally probably going to be the person with tactics.
No, 100%.
But
I mean, even Cass had tactics. Quite a bit of it, actually.
I think Moxie has 2 maybe points, but that's because she's had to be tactical in situations, and I'm like, it makes sense for her to have a
brush
here
up on
or
that a
there.
bit. Yeah.
But that's not her forte. Where for solo, I feel it is. And this way, they can be, instead of it just being like points allocated to themselves to be a badass, they can also be like, hey guys, do these things. Now we're all like, and just like kind of like buff your team.
Right.
And I think that's absolutely fantastic as a utility and group play mechanic. I don't know if Blank will let us do it. I think he'll feel like it's too OP, but it would be great.
He might consider it that way. Yeah.
He didn't lift, like in his notes, he didn't say how he felt about it, so that doesn't help me.
Yeah, he might say, but he might go with like once per combat.
Maybe, yeah, and maybe not limit it to that turn. Like you can use it during the entirety of the combat, but
yeah, that's what I was meaning. Like maybe once per combat. So when we're in combat, and then if we go out of combat, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, those are the minigames. Those are the minigames you guys play at your table based off the video games in the DLC. And then the last thing in the DLC is, of course, a list of hardware, which Hades already went over, and video game costs. I'm not going to tell you the cost of the video games. They're there. You can read them. But I am going to point to the data square on the side that says the cost of individual games may vary. If a game is listed in another Cyberpunk RED Book or DLC, that cost takes precedence. So, for those of you hoping to get Virtual Barbecue for 50 M instead of 500, I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
Man.
But it was the first thing I noticed when I saw the prices. I was like, no, Virtual Barbecue was more expensive. And I like double checked in like all the books and I was like, huh. And of course that data score wasn't there originally. I'm so glad they added it because I was like, man, I ripped off Games' character when I was GMing Yellow because it was 500 in the book. And it is still 500 in the book, so use those prices if there is a specific game listed, use that price. If not, use these ones. And that will cover the DLC. The last thing I guess I want to talk about is just our final thoughts and how we can use them in our game. Or at the table, in a game, as a character. What do you think, Hades?
Well, I mean, we have been doing our game for a very long time, and the way we do it, we do downtime. And we do talk about playing elf lines. We talk about actually trying to immerse ourselves in the world. And I think with every one of these lore releases, we can do that more and more. And really get into the lore and everything that is in this world and make it our own.
That's really
Excuse me.
I want to, and I think I want to stress, because I don't sleep on the DLC. Sometimes they take a little more brain power too. But every DLC is an opportunity to do something cool. And in the Discord, in the Talsorian Discord, I should say, not ours, but in the Talsorian Discord, Jay Gray just kind of like spitballed a couple ideas where it's like the Charter Hill, and Charter Hill is the lower middle corporate exec kind of living area, district, that's the word. So the Charter Hill HOA would like you to find the filth-selling Stephanie the seductive stenographer, there we go, to their kids and end them.
Whoa.
Segotari needs some reference motion capture for its next big game. Wear this rig for the next 48 hours while you wander through a combat zone. If it's damaged, you don't get paid.
Nice.
There was someone was recommending about a movie with, or I think a Seinfeld episode about a Donkey Kong machine and trying to save it because they didn't want their high score to be deleted. So instead it's like, why don't you make a gig where you had to break into an arcade and plug a chip into the console without leaving a trace because some player wants to be sure nobody else beats their high score. So break in, drop a virus, do that. Or how much is a fixer willing to pay to get their hands on the hottest new game before it hits stores?
Oh, there you go.
Can you keep someone alive long enough before they enter the championship match for a game? Like, there's so much you can do with it. It just, requires maybe a little out-of-the-box thinking.
Sure.
But I thought those were really solid ideas, and you get out of a DLC what you put into it. And if you're not a GM and you're a player and those sound like interesting concepts to you, talk to your GM.
What?
I know. Communication's important. If they know that you are excited about a gig or it's something that you as a player are going to get excited about to do, a good GM, they may not pull it off like what you're expecting, but a good GM will listen and be like, okay, this is something they want to do. I will make a side gig about this.
Sure.
Right? Because it's what you're interested in, is a story you're interested in telling.
Right. Carrot and the stick.
Yeah. It may not be like the most, immediate thing, depending on where you are in your game and the story you're being told, but it's always worth talking to your GM and saying, this would interest me. This is a cool idea. I would like to do like this kind of gig maybe down the road.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make a... Oh, and the mind games are just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Like, especially the one... I can't remember which one, what's the name of it, I'm not going to look for it right now. But where it creates targets in your field of view for you to shoot at for target practice. But of course those targets are there, so you're just shooting at like random people or buildings or...
But what if you make it real and they actually draw their pistol and this is the stuff that's like, this is how you assassinate people?
I mean, it's shipware. For you, it's real.
That's what
For
I'm
you,
meaning.
it seems and it looks real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, you know.
But just like random people just going around shooting because they don't know what it is, or they got a chip that like slotted it, and maybe that was enough to send them over the edge, or they don't understand that it's not real.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly.
Lots of crazy cool things you could do with it. So yeah, take a look, explore, let your creativity flourish, and leave a comment below and let us know which video game you're excited the most about, and what other Easter eggs there were that we completely missed because we're old and blind.
Yes, please.
With that will conclude this episode of Night City Sofa. Thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to leave a comment about your thoughts and any future things you would like to see us discuss. If you would like to connect with Edgerunners HQ, head on over to Blue Sky, Patreon, and YouTube. I'm going to say not Twitch for now while I sort things out, but you can definitely reach me on those platforms. Thank you so much to Hades, and even Blank who's not here, but thank you, Hades, so much for being on the sofa and for joining us tonight. It's always such a pleasure.
Yes, it is. I love being here.
If you guys want to check out more of Hades and Blank's stuff, head on over to Saves First Death, either on Twitch, YouTube, or join their Discord. That's the Discord I hang out in too. That's why she doesn't have one. I'm on the Saves First Death Discord. So links are all in the comments below, or in the description below. Connect with us there. And hopefully Night City Sofa will return next week to talk about single player mode. It may be live, it may just be recording. I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks so much, Chims. Until next time, meow for now.